more than that. There's so much more than that. So I'm going to try to rip through them. Give you the truth, you know what I'm saying? Give you the best bang for your buck. And speaking of bang for your buck, yo, this show is sponsored by the Tim Black Show mug, Tim Black's Legacy mug. Over 10 years in the business. Over 10 years in the business of doing news. I think it's 13 or 14, but who's counting? I'm counting, damn it. Get a Legacy mug from the Tim Black Show. It's dishwasher, microwave, and hater safe. So you can have it in a room of haters. They won't be able to break it unless they take it out your hand and throw it against something. It's a great mug, $20 to your door. Get yours, $20 to your door. Go to timblackmug.com. That's it. timblackmug.com, and I'll get that out to you. And yeah, that's what we do, man. Politics for the people. Politics for the people. And it says it right down here. Politics for the people. That's you. You are the people. You are the people, Johnson. Man, I'm feeling kind of punchy tonight, man. You know, I like being punchy. You know, we can't be taking prisoners. We cannot take prisoners in this political environment that we're in. We can't take prisoners in this world we live in. We got to go for it. We got to hit them hard. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we have to do, because this is not a game for wimps. I said this ain't a game for wimps. Man, I hope my show comes on. I'm going to have to change my theme music, man. Make it harder. My theme music should come on like gangster rap. Well, I be feeling about these topics, man. You know, some people come on this show be humming. We tell you about the news. I'm like, y'all compare me to that? That's what it is now. That's what we do. That's what we do now. That's what you're doing. Now, that I gotta, you're gonna put me beside that and be like, I can't choose. It's a toss-up. Now just going over there. Yeah, go on over there and watch that. Skipping down the damn, you do that. Picking the daisies or whatever the hell that is. Go do that over there. Go do that. Yo, TJ, what's the name of that podcast with the brother, man? I think it's like Cookies or brothers kicking. He's real popular on TikTok. It's like spaghetti or something hardcore, something the peas and beans and peas and rice. It's a brother, man. It's a brother talk real bold. Him and his people, man. You don't know his name, you know what I'm saying? Anybody know what I'm talking about, man? Brothers like the Peas and Rice podcast. They be just saying whatever they want to say, man. Who the people, man? It's like, yo, the Peas and the brothers, it's like, brother be like, yo. Be him and a couple and a guest, and they be like, yo, it's the peas and rice, man. It's it's the igusu soup. Igusi soup and the jerk chicken podcast. Where my people at, man? Somebody knows what I'm talking about, man. That's bad. I gotta go. No one knows it in my comment section, man. Where y'all been? Where my black people at? You know what I'm talking about. I gotta definitely find it, man. You guys, I'm taking black cards today, man. This is bad. Why are you showing me video? They showing me, I go here looking for that, and I get this. I don't need to see this. I'm looking for the peas and rice. What's up, fam? Damn, I don't know it. Grits and eggs. Kevin Hill, my brother Johnson. That's my brother. Get up for that. Kevin Hill. Kevin Hill, my brother. Give it up for Kevin Hill, man. That's what I'm talking about. It's called Grits and Eggs, man. Now, I'm going to tell the truth. I think I watched like 2. When I first heard about the podcast, I watched an episode. I was like, these people speak their mind. You know what I'm saying? I like that. I like people that speak their mind. I don't got to agree with you if I know you ain't holding back. Yeah, if you ain't holding back, then you got a valid point and you standing on your position. That's enough for me. I don't even have to agree with you. Because we grown, we can disagree. But as long as you don't have a hand up your ass by the establishment, as long as you don't got a hand up your ass by the elites, as long as you don't got a hand up your ass by you trying to get money from donors or corporate sponsors, as long as what you saying, I believe you believe that, we cool. Now, that cuts all ways across the spectrum. Real is real. Fake is fake. So the brother on the Grits and Eggs podcast, right? Them brothers, man, I think they're real. The brother I see all the time, I think it's his podcast. I've never seen him on it alone, I don't think. So I don't know if it's multiple people, but I know the brother is real. So he put out a video saying he got nominated. His podcast got nominated for something. And it's like an award. I don't know what kind of award it is, but it's an award for, it's a big time award now. It's an award that Shannon Sharp won. And Shannon Sharp has been nominated as well. Multiple podcasts have been nominated for. Make no mistake about that. And we need to go to his channel on TikTok and find out how we can vote for him. I didn't even plan on mentioning it. This is just, my monologues are just things that come to mind. And he's in running against Shannon Sharp, and not just Shannon Sharp, but anybody else who's in the running. And he said, look, I may disagree with Shannon Sharp on some of his stuff, man, but the brother's had a definite impact on the culture, and his podcast has been very successful. So give it up for that. And I like that spirit, you know what I'm saying? Because I disagree with a lot of people. I mean, you know, I don't like to ha ha he hoo he ha 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 he da 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 do da do da do. I don't like that. When I see somebody doing that, and they black, I'll be like, you know what's going on out here? You know what's going on out here? Okay. You sure? Because if you were happy, I don't know, I guess people could say that about me. Tim, you got jazz music. Jazz music and shit. Yeah, you know, but I don't have a jazz show. People want to relax, Tim, when they come through to hear ya. So they Grits and Eggs, man. Give it up for Grits and Eggs, man. Make a shout out for that. Yeah. Now, them I could rock with. You know what I'm saying? I could do some content with that because them people, once again, they're going to say what's on their mind because ain't nothing worse, man. It's the hardest thing. You guys may not know this, man. You might not know this. One of the hardest things to do in this business is find people that are willing to risk it all like you. It's a very small circle of people that are willing to risk it all, are willing to say things that are unpopular. Real talk, because people want to be things. People got dreams and shit. They want to go on shows, you know, mainstream shows. They might want to get a job at the Wall Street Journal or MSNBC or NPR or something. They might want to get picked up by Sirius or, you know, Apple or, you know, what's that thing with Breakfast Club is with? iHeart. They might want to get picked up. You know, they got dreams. They want things to happen. They can't be around no brother talking, like saying whatever they think. You understand what I'm saying? Then if they do come on your show or rock with you, they all like this and shit. What is it gonna say? What's it gonna say? Hey, look, give you look. Nah, man, nah, come on, bro. Come on, bro. And I be knowing they be scared. I be like, look, bro, I understand you can't be seen with me. I understand. You know, cause, you know, I get it, man. I be trying not to even hold it against them, man. You go get us in trouble, Tim. You over there all free. You all free is what you is. Hey, and for the record, y'all, it's a lot of white guys that ain't free. You understand what I'm saying? It's a lot. Yeah, you got to know this, man. Because I'm trying to tell people. White people be selling out too, and white people be held captive too by their paycheck, just like everybody else. They be wanting to say shit. They be wanting to say things. They be quiet though. Hi. Hello, Jim. How are you? Just as quiet. They be thinking things. They want to turn the tables over. Yeah, I'm sure some Native Americans that want to turn tables over. I'm sure some Asian brothers and sisters that want to turn tables over, man, but everybody be captive by either their audience, which for some reason they think they can never rebuild. They lazy as hell. I did it. It's possible. Takes time. They either held captive by their audience or held captive by their dreams and hopes and aspirations. And the hopes and aspirations and dreams are much harder to hold on them. So yeah, it's tough out here, man. It's tough out here. Wow, that was interesting, man. Look, do me a favor, guys. Tim at TimBlackTV.com. If you got some suggestions of people that should come rock up here, come rock on the show. Look, no scared asses. Don't be nominated. Sometimes people be like, you should pick this girl. Be like, you know damn well. Don't just pick people because they black either. Sometimes people put things together, don't go together. What about you and Ben Dixon? What about us? What? He damn near Marvin Sapping out this joint. He Marvin Gump. You know, come on, man. Come on, Johnson. Stop doing that. What about Mondale Robinson? What about him? What about him? Well, I think I use a lot of words, and every time I talk, I use all these words when I talk, and all the more words I say, the more people get lost in what I'm saying, because I use a lot of words when I talk. When I say the same thing 5 times, I've said it several times, and when I'm talking, I damn it when I talk. That's why they voted for him, man. It was like, this brother could talk. You know what I'm saying? Then later they realized he ain't saying shit. Did you say something? All right, guys. All them crying for Stacey Abrams. Stacey Abrams! Stacey to put so much money in these brothers' pockets. I'm not one that he was bragging. I'm a millionaire. I'm like, yeah, I know. Man, I'm bad, y'all. Let's go, y'all. Stop getting me in trouble, man. Y'all making me say stuff. Making me say stuff. Y'all ready for the show, man? Y'all ready for me to stop clowning? Tim, stop doing it. Stop being mean to peoples. What's up, Jessica? How you doing? Waggy, what's cracking? B. Let's go over here, Johnson. I got to fog my glasses up. Information media, informant media. You informant? What's up, man? The informant. What's up, fam? Informant said Ben Dixon. He want to be Al Sharpton. Yeah, I know. But somebody telling them green screens, whatever that is, tell them it's 2020. That's 2020 stuff. Come on, man. Come on. All right. Tobias Grove, what's up, man? Oh, Lord have mercy. Spice Radio, what's cracking? Please let me come talk trash. I feel you, fam. I feel you. You know, I need to start doing that. Antonio, like me and Anton Daniels probably got nothing we're going to agree on, right? But he does do panels. And I like that he does panels. So, now actually we will agree on some things. But sometimes I think he get his sisters a little bit too much heat. But I get it why he's doing it. I don't know. But yeah, okay. Anton Daniels does panels. I might start doing them, Spice. I got to do something else. Can't just sit up here all the time. I mean, till my son is able to come join in. Yo, someone said you need to say shabby. Stop, man. I'm not going to talk about Sabby. We have a history. And I ain't getting into it. Stop baiting me. That's like 3 people talking about Sabby. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to get at her. I'm not going to do it. I'm joking, man. Sabby got her own thing, man. You know, her and Ira me. They doing their thing, man. Shout out to them people, man. Uli Christine, what's up, sister? Yeah, Uli ain't gonna let me just say anything and then be all beefing with people. That beefing with people never serves me well. You know, I gotta punch up. Johnson. You know, I gotta stick to punching up. A Jamo, man, it just, I don't know, man. Me and Jamo, that's my man. 100 grand. A six pack, you know what I'm saying, and a pack of smokes deep, man. That's my man right there. But I tell you, bro, sometimes we don't see eye to eye, you know what I'm saying? That whole thing got messy with Dr. West, you know what I'm saying? And now me and Dr. West ain't even talking, man. We ain't even talking like that no more, man. I tell you, man, this so political, man. I hate politics sometimes, man. All that riding I did for Dr. West, woo! You know how much shit I took for that? Made $2. And I was fine with it. And now people mad at me. We ain't rocking, man. And look, I gotta say what I gotta say. I'ma love that brother forever. And if he ever asks for anything, he got it. But I gotta say the shit I gotta say about the immigrants, man. I gotta do it. I gotta talk about the open border, brother. I can't hold that. I held it as long as I could hold it when he was running. I did. So he would not be in an awkward position. I never said it to him on the show. You know my comment section would have roasted him if I would have brought up the immigrant and brought up the border and he said anything that was not, well, you know what we feel over here. But I never did that to that brother. So, you know, I don't like conflicts like that, man. But I love Dr. West, man. I appreciate you asking, bro. But Dr. West, my man. You know what I'm saying? Him and the Jamu, you know, I think forever, as long as I'm black, them 2 brothers right there will have been 2 of the brothers that have heavily impacted my worldview and helped to expand my point of view. You know, I'm neither one of those brothers at all, not even close, but they did help to expand my worldview. You know what I'm saying? And if you get that out of a relationship with anybody, man, I say you did all right. I say you did amazing. Because most people don't do nothing but detract from you. Most people do nothing but detract from you. And some people are toxic. Neither one of those brothers are that. So give it up for those 2 brothers, man. Yeah, man. Y'all ready, man? Y'all ready? I know y'all ready, man. Can we get some likes on this podcast, man? Because we're trying to get to 404, man. You know what I will do before we get into the show? I'm gonna ask a couple more questions, man. This is going well, man. I like this. This is all right, man. I think it's good to open up. We don't dialogue enough on this channel, you know. So if you want X, you need to come to YouTube and ask your question. You know what I'm saying? If you on Facebook, come on over here. Because I ain't backing away from no comments. I'll say whatever. You know, I'll be open and honest about whatever there is to say, Johnson. In fact, ask anything. Longs, I'll just answer Dr. West and Sabby, so leave those 2 out of it. Anything else or any other comment, I'll answer that, okay? Never really spoke to that brother Butch Ware. You know what I'm saying? Never really spoke to him. But I feel you, Tobias. I feel you. Let's see. What's up, Kat? Yeah, man. Yeah. I think he does. No reason not to. Just, you know, things get sticky, man. You know, that brother put a lot of skin in the game with the Green Party, man. And then, you know, this is a whole bunch of stuff went on. You know what went on, brother. You know what it is, man. Well, nah, man. And look, I'm not running down West. I'm pretty sure all the candidates All the prominent candidates from all parties had a similar view about immigration, which is we need to help people out around the globe type thing. I'm pretty sure the Green Party was in the same boat. Further, probably the Green Party was more accommodating to migrants than Dr. West was. So I don't mean he's like the worst on this, or most, not the worst, furthest from my point of view. You know what I'm saying? So, nah, I'm not saying that at all, brother. That's why it's hard to talk about, because if I don't go far enough, people just think you dog it. I'm not dogging Dr. West on that. I just still don't agree, I still don't agree. And if you're going for clickbait, that'd have been a good thing to talk about and a good thing to, for me to bring out. But I did not, because I was not. But you know how it is, guys. Y'all feel me. Someone said, what's up with Jimmy Dore? Who said that? I saw that earlier. I'll tell you, man. Oh, somebody said Jason Black. So let's do Jimmy Dore, then do Jason Black. Okay, so Jimmy Dore. Man, Jimmy Dore had pulled the plug on the squad way before me. And I'm always give him props for that, because he did do that. I thought he was doing it just because it was an advantageous move. Now, years after, I realized he did it because that's how he felt. You know what I'm saying? He was right. He was just early. I wasn't there early. Look, man, in politics or anything, I believe, but we talking politics. Sometimes people going to be at a place you at before you get there. It doesn't mean you a sellout. Not always. You can just firmly believe different shit at a time or at a particular time to somebody else. Okay, for instance, where I'm at right now, some people that don't like me right now, 2 years from now, they're going to feel the same way I do. Or closer to it, because they will have been let down, disappointed, lied to, found out the truth. All these things are going to happen along the way, which will drive them to a different opinion. So, and the hardest thing about it, here's the deal. When you don't agree with somebody, sometimes it's for good reasons. Maybe you believe in what your position is, and you're not playing the game, but you really believe that. And you think this person deserves an opportunity. Maybe you think the person has a point. Like I felt Jimmy had a point, criticizing the squad like he did, but I also felt they get all this hell from mainstream media. I don't want to pile on to them. Let's see what they do. And I gave them time after time after that. That's how I am. And maybe Jimmy Dore was just like, I ain't giving them no more time. And then he made them a project. So, and I disagree with him on other stuff. So today ain't the only thing we had a run-in on, but that's what we had. That was the major run-in that we had. Who was that? And then people started picking at my carcass. And those people know who they are. Because then the word was out, go after Tim, and they proceeded to do that like that. But they pro-black though. I love it, man. Yeah, it's what it is, man. Someone said, what's the other person? He said Jimmy Dore. Someone said, oh, Jason Black. Man, I ain't never had a word with Jason Black. So it can't be nothing personal. I think Jason Black has stood, put it this way, Jason Black has stood on 10 toes down on his beliefs for a long time. He one of the brothers that I feel earned his spot whatever he's doing. That's him. I don't follow him. I don't follow everything he does. But I think if you go back, if I look at him now, and I haven't looked at him in a year and a half or so, he's still solid. You can basically set your watch to Jason Black. Because he's like if you creating a map, right? And you the way to get to the store or some spot you gotta hang out at, you say, yeah, you go down there, you make a left by Jason Black, and then keep going 2 blocks, right? That's gonna hold up for 20, 30 years. As long as he's doing this shit. I believe you always gonna be able to say, go down. Then when you see Jason Black, make that left. Cause he gonna stay where he is. You know what I'm saying? When I say that, I mean on his principles, on what he believes. Okay? And that, my friends, is what you call props. Okay? So that is. That's what solid is. That's what solid is. Anybody else, Johnson? Anybody else? I think that was a best way to describe Mr. Black. There it is. That's what I just. Someone just said it. Jason Solidus. There you go. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. There's a professor. I'm looking for one more. Yo, I think someone else asked this, the informant media. I think someone else asked this question as well. What I think about the professor. Yeah, I'm thinking they're thinking about Dr. Umar as well. You know, if you out here trying to get paper and you out here just trying to do your thing, you know, in the business, I get it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I think. My only problem with Dr. Umar is he professes to be something that I don't think he really is on. And that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? He professes that he's doing this stuff for reasons that are actually the upliftment of Black people. Maybe that's where it started. But there have been a couple incidents where I feel he wasn't standing on that. And to me, that's a problem. You know, what's problematic, for instance, is two things. One is the brother with the young brother. The young brother that's helping the kids with the school, helping the kids in like a mentoring type of situation. That young brother that's doing that, I forget the young brother's name. I'm sure you guys know who I'm talking about. He's the same brother that Roland Martin tried to stab in the back when he brought him on his show, and then he proceeded to kick Roland's ass. It was very disconcerting to me when I heard that Dr. Umar owes that young man money. Yeah, I think that's very disconcerting, man. That's a damn problem, fam. Now, I haven't heard him come out and say, no, I don't owe him money. I haven't heard Dr. Umar come out and say, I paid him his money. And until he does that, shh. Yeah, until you do that, shut up. Because you can't be taking that. You need to get that handled. And I don't got no respect for him until he handles that or he speaks to it, because that's a big deal, because that young man is doing good things in his community for Black people himself, not waiting on others. And for him to report that about you is a real problem. So either, look, you got options. You could say what's being said is a lie. And you can say that. And that moves it back into the square of, okay, it's one word against another person's word. You could speak to it and say, this is where the miscommunication came in, or whatever, which would be another conversation. Or you could say you paid him. And then I would say, my bad, I apologize, I didn't know that. Because I don't be watching like that. But I think that's a problem. And the other thing is the most obvious of all obvious things. This thing with the school is taking too long. I don't know what's going on with it. I have no idea. And I'm hearing too many different stories. And you need to put out a website and be very transparent about everything that's going on, and if not, just like Shaun King, I said the same thing with Shaun King. I don't know why you think you're exempt from that. You are a scumbag unless you're going to be totally transparent. And I felt the same way about D. Ray Davis, okay, Tamika Mallory, and anybody else out here getting money off Black people like that. So there you go. So that's why I feel about Dr. Umar. I think Dr. Umar needs to set up a website. He can do that. He can take $5,000, go do some appearances, get up $5,000, pay somebody. They can be able to do it. Stand up a website overnight almost using one of these AIs. Make a website overnight, be transparent, dump your numbers in there, whatever, and let people know what's going on. Don't play us. And shut down your dissenters, shut down the nonsense, the noise. And that's a win-win. And that's the way I feel about Dr. Umar. And until he does those things, which he's totally in control of, he's in control of that, fam. You know what I'm saying? He's in control of that reputation and that way people see him. And that give us the, oh, well, I guess y'all never was on my side. Now, don't give me that passive-aggressive corny stuff. Don't do the corny, passive-aggressive, try to play games. Don't gaslight. You either do that or you don't, and it's on you. I won't be making content about it. I ain't gonna put out no videos about it. You know what I'm saying? But I stand on it, what I said, though. Y'all feel me? Y'all feel me? Someone said he not going to do that. Quit playing. I ain't playing, fam. I'm saying that's what he need to do. And until then, I don't regard him as relevant in this discussion. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's my criteria for being relevant. I'm not playing. I'm being very serious. I'm not his overseer. I don't control him being able to do what he do. But if you ask me how I feel about him, until then, is he just another person out here getting paper unscrupulously? And there's so many people doing that, let's not act like it's just him. I can name you everybody. First of all, name everybody in corporate media. Everybody. All of them. All of them are doing some unscrupulous garbage. So until then, he on their side. Till he get that cleared up. But it ain't just him. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's the only thing is, nah, man, everybody. Come on, man, what do you think they're doing? What do you think the rest of them are doing? They're doing that and much worse. Think of the audiences they are reaching with their buffoonery and their chicanery, fam. Think about that. Who is Dr. Umar? He talking to a small segment. He ain't doing nothing compared to what the Breakfast Club be doing. He got to go on the Breakfast Club to reach a smidgen of the Breakfast Club audience. So what are they doing? Running interference to the Democrats. At least Umar will be a dissenting voice against that. So he do what he do. I don't want to make him an enemy of the people. I just don't understand why you would if you were on the level, why you would let something like that hang out there and fester. You know what I'm saying? I got a problem with that. But I feel y'all, man. I feel you. See, that's it. Yeah. I thought he built it. That's why I can't say so. Sal, I thought he built the school. I thought he was trying to get it up to code or something, man. I don't know what's going on with that. Since I don't know. Last time, I thought the school was done. But still, he need to be transparent. You know what I'm saying? It's like, open the books, fam. Shoot. Hey, I'm going to go ahead and go. Y'all ready to go, fam? Because I'm out this joint. I'm out here crazy. I'm out here saying the truth, but, you know, we'll come back. You know what? We're going to come back intermittently into this. This is a good conversation, though, man. I want y'all to know I don't be cutting. I don't cut corners. I say how I really feel. Yeah, his rep is in question. And that's how you clear up the rep. There you go, fam. I appreciate y'all, man. And like I say, man, we could disagree on tactics or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But there's certain things you got to clear up, man. I mean, black people and look, I do take exception from him claiming that anybody who questions him on this is a scumbag or a betrayer or a backstab or something like that. That's a problem because, man, when I was rocking with the progressives, there was somebody that accused me of taking $40. And I had a lot of white progressives all like jumping out the gym about $40, y'all. No. $40. It's such, it's a long time ago, but I'll never forget that. I will never forget that. So I was like, you know what? That was my first indication. Tim, maybe you shouldn't be messing with these people. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we shouldn't be doing this because these people, that actually was not the first thing. That was like second thing that happened. So there's a couple things. There's one group of white folks. Tim, we love you. Love what you do. We can work together. We can do this. We can do that. Okay, man, let's work together. Do something. As soon as I said that, they printed up a press release and went and ran a fundraiser in my name. Hello? I said, the moment I said, yeah, we can work together, man. We can, do rock and do, you know what I'm saying? We could, go on each other's show. He had a group of people, whatever. That, an hour later, he announced it to the world on the live stream and started running a fundraiser to his organization using my name. Now, we hadn't signed no contracts or nothing. Do you know how many people left him? You know what they did to him for that? Nothing. I, of course, quit immediately. But it wasn't like I sued him to get the money that he raised in my name off of that without my permission, without my consideration, without me signing nothing. This is the stuff I saw when people say, so what I'm saying, Dr. Umar, I've seen people do worse than worse has been done to me. Then somebody asking, like, yo, what up with that school? I mean, what's up with the school? That's a reasonable question. That's reasonable. I've been through some stuff. I've seen some stuff happen. So when I be up here ranting and saying things, nah, man, I be having solid basis for the words I be telling y'all. These are things, not stuff I heard. This ain't stuff, I ain't getting hearsay. It's stuff that is documented. It's part of my document. And at some point, I'm gonna make my way on right-wing media and tell all this stuff. Yeah. One day I'm gonna go on all the right wings, all the independents. Well, not independent progressive stuff, but I mean like independent, like libertarians. Not because the left won't allow it. The left wing won't allow it. They don't want to be out near people. But one day I'm gonna go on my little tour and just blast and tell all of it. Cause I've been doing it for I know where all the bodies are buried, baby. Yeah, I know where all the bodies are buried. That's why a lot of them follow me, because they know I know, but I ain't saying nothing yet. But y'all, let me stop, man. This ain't the gossip show. Let me give y'all some news. I know some people like Tim Black. Look, if you don't tell me some news that I can use, let's do that, fam. I got so much content. Let's jump into something quick. Let's go to Torre. Part of my technical difficulty was I was not able to put everything into one video file. So I'm gonna have multiple video files. And that's okay. It just takes me longer to grab each one. And then I gotta hope that I actually put that file over here so that I could grab it. Come on, man. We're gonna act right. Well, I guess we're going, you know what? Let's start with this. Let's start with something that we all know. Can we go ahead and talk about because I don't see the Torre clip. Ain't that some mess? I'll get it later. Let's start with this, guys. I want to talk about Ricky Smiley. Ricky Smiley, he made a comment about Marvin Sapp. He put out a video about Marvin Sapp and why Marvin Sapp, he was upset that people were criticizing Marvin Sapp. So I want to touch on that real quick, guys. Let's go to Ricky Smiley.
Yeah. What's up? I'm broadcasting live from Disney. We talked about this morning. Marvin Sapp is coming on the show Monday.
Oh, wow. So yeah, he's going to have Marvin Sapp on the show on Monday, guys. He's walking and talking, so the audio might be a little jacked up. For those that don't know, Marvin Sapp recently he went viral due to a sermon that he gave where he told people to lock the doors And Ricky said he didn't say lock, he said close the doors. Okay, we'll see. And you said, look, everybody run your pockets. We need $40,000 today. I need $40,000 out of y'all. Praise the Lord. Shut up, don't talk. Giving is what is it? Giving is prophesizing. Giving is some term he had for it. You know, y'all need to give. So I need y'all to give 100 each, and everybody else get 20 each, and we're gonna raise this $40,000 today. That's what we're gonna do. And a lot of people, we got a lot of backlash from that, and people are very upset. So here goes Ricky Smiley with his take on it. Let's listen a little bit of Ricky.
And how are you? Oh, thank you so much. I think my father was gonna make jokes about it, but I appreciate it. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. I know y'all gonna crack on my shirt. I want to say this.
That shirt is. That shirt is loud. Loud. It's so loud, I don't even want to do it. It's loud.
And just tell you why this bothered me. I understand everybody have an opinion on tithes and offering and how it was done. But here's the problem with that. One thing I hate lies. And I hate liars. Y'all know damn well that man didn't say nothing about lock.
I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors.
The word
Hold on, man. You said close the door 4 times.
lock means don't let in, don't let out.
Okay.
Close means you can go out if you want. The pastor asks you not to go out.
What? What? It means do not go out, do not come in, right? Same thing, ain't it? Oh, so he's not kidnapping. He was just holding them against their will. He's just trying to make it uncomfortable for them to leave. Is that it? Oh, that's much better, Ricky. So instead of catching the charge, he just needs everybody to leave his church immediately. Because he want to make you feel uncomfortable unless you do what he wants you to do.
And if you choose to go out, you can go out. Or if you snatch the door and the ushers are at the door, you can go in. Okay? Y'all told a damn lie. You love to you love to tear people down by lying on them and without clear context.
Now, what are you saying without clear context? The context is he asked people for money, then he told them to close the door, which is sort of like an intimidation tactic, I feel. I feel like that was an intimidation tactic to not allow those people to feel like they could leave. Why else would you say that? Why would you tell somebody shut that door unless what you're talking about is private? Like I can see if you had a private conversation with somebody, this is closed doors type of situation. I get that. But this is in front of a congregation who you just asked for money. Nah, Ricky, you know, Ricky, you tripping.
Nobody from that church or that was in that congregation complained. And every pastor that I seen or talked to didn't have no issue with it.
You did? Okay. Well, I'm not in that church, but I do content and I talk about things that happen in the world. And unlike you, I'm unbiased because I'm not friends with Marvin Sapp. And I say that what Marvin Sapp did looked very bad. It looked like conduct unbecoming of a pastor. That's how it's taken by the general public for a reason. Not everybody feels that way. I'm sure there's some people that like all types of stuff. Some people like to be tied up and beat with a stick, and they get pleasure from it. Some people like beating people with sticks, and they get pleasure from that. We're not here to judge what other people's feelings are. What we're saying is it's a consensus. We have deemed what he done to be unsavory and to fall into all the stereotypes of money-grubbing ass pastors. That's what the people generally have deduced. Okay? You ain't got to agree. But then again, I feel that you're a compromise.
You took one clip and made whatever you wanted to make out of, which was a damn lie. Because Locke is kidnapped.
Why are you still talking about that part? Why are you still talking about that? Why don't you talk about the money? Talk about why he wanted to lock the door. Okay, he wanted to close the door. Okay, he wanted to close the door. He wanted to shut the door. He said it like 4 times, but okay. To you, it didn't mean nothing. Do you think it's appropriate for him to do what he did? It's very simple. Let's get to it, Ricky.
Close the door. And let me say this right here. And I said this on the radio show. This is what I said on the radio show. Stop lying on people. Stop telling. Look at all the blogs.
Man, you're taking a long time to say something other than that. How many minutes he been talking? He's been talking for 7 minutes. Okay, it's almost 3 minutes. Ricky, give us another point, brother.
And all of the stories talking about he said lock the door. He didn't say no damn lock.
See, when this is called filibuster, Ricky. This is what you call filibustering, Ricky. When you really don't have a leg to stand on, you got one little point, like maybe somebody used the word but. You said they should have used the word and or some other way to express themselves. And then you try to say that changes the whole complexion of the conversation. Actually, it does not change anything, really, because you're still talking about keeping people where they are. However you accomplish that. I felt that's part of the problem. That's not the whole problem. If he would have said close the doors, I'm giving y'all some money, nobody would even talk about him saying close the doors. If he just said close the doors, someone here wants to share something private. We don't want anybody else to hear it. See, context, those are context cues that you should be exploring in your commentary. But you're not doing that, Ricky. Come on, Rick, when you just going to admit you are what you are? I'm covering this, Ricky, because I already know that you're not really in a position to give a productive commentary on this subject. But I also want people to know there were some people that were dumb enough to listen to you when it came to their election. Yeah. There were some people that were foolish enough, I feel, that they thought that you had something important to say in regards to an electing a president. Bro, you're not even qualified to give a commentary on how somebody should articulate themselves to a congregation. Like, come on, man. But you want to weigh in on who should be the commander-in-chief of the United States of America and then ridicule others who don't agree with you? Your earlier rants and your political advocacy for Kamala Harris was pretty much like you're taking up for Marvin Sapp, not based in reality, and you just siding with whoever your friends are. In fact, one of your reasons for supporting Kamala was something stupid and self-serving, like when my son passed, she called me. Is that's a reason why somebody should become the president of the United States of America. As if that had a bearing on anything at all. It did not. You're doing the same thing with him and Marvin Sapp. I talked to some people in his church. You can't admit that this is not a good PR look. This gives people the bad impression of the black church. It'd have been better that Marvin not put that in his sermon. It'd be better if Marvin, and if he had a different way of articulating himself, maybe he should have done that at the time. But see, folks, that's why I want to cover Ricky, because Ricky's not an advocate that you should listen to on anything important. I think he's better if he's just doing jokes. Ricky, here's what you do, fam. And I mean this respectfully, fam. Go get that wig, go get that dress, and do that. Do the jokes. Do the jokes. And look, I know I'm going to sound bad. I'm going to sound like they told LeBron, Harriet, shut up and dribble. I know y'all going to say that, but this is what I'm saying. I'm right. I'm right. Because he don't mean what he's saying. He's not saying anything. He's only commenting. He going to support his friends at the peril of everybody else. He gonna support the people that's gonna help put money in his pocket at the peril of everyone else. He don't care what happened to us. He care about what happened to him. That person needs to just shut up and do comedy, because he's not doing this in the right. I don't feel he's doing it under the right cause, a just cause. I'm not getting nothing out of this. Nobody gonna give me money for this. I'm not getting paid by some people that don't like Ricky. I'm not getting paid by people that do like Marvin Sapp or don't like Marvin Sapp. There's no job opportunity I'm being offered or I'm losing. I'm just saying there's no conflict of interest with any story I cover. Any story that I cover. No conflict of interest. Ricky has had conflict after conflict after conflict of interest. And he never tells you that going in. And that's the problem, Ricky Smiley. We ain't gonna spend much longer on it. We'll let him have the last word. Maybe he'll prove me wrong in the next 30 seconds.
You're a lion or dog. And you're a dog for lying. I'm gonna follow y'all. I say you're a lion and you're a dog. And you just lied.
See, he just spent half of his 30 seconds calling everybody else liars and dogs. That's what he just did. 15 more seconds, Ricky.
Cause locking the door and closing the door. And let me add this. There are certain part of the church service that is sacred, where the doors are supposed to be closed. Tithes and offering. When someone is praying, when the pastor is taking his text, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, during a baptismal, but there are certain parts of the church service that, sorry about that. There are certain parts of the church service that is sacred.
So that was sacred what he was doing. He was saying he needed $40,000 that day. That was sacred. Okay, I think that's all we need to hear, Ricky. Thank you, brother. Good up for Ricky Smiley, ruining all his credibility of anybody who had any left for him, that is. Yep. It is what it is. Yeah, our friends can do the wrong thing sometimes. It's okay for a friend to do the wrong thing. You could just say, hey, man, my friend did what my friend did, that's my man. I wish he wouldn't have done it like that, because I disagree with him on that thing, man, but I love him, man. I know it's hard. He's a good dude, man. He loves his people, and I don't think he meant no harm in it. And it's for a good cause. And it's unfortunate people kind of ran with that, because I don't think that's who he really is, Hope he speaks to it on Monday and clears this all up. In and out. Not Ricky. Y'all some lying dogs. Y'all ain't no good, and you did it. All this unnecessary. He went to the Roland Martin School. The Roland Martin School of Political Advocacy and pop culture, black culture awareness, where you just name call everybody and pretend that they don't know anything, and you know everything. Moving on, Johnson, moving on. Let's go to this, man. Let's try this one. Let me get Ricky out of here. Bye, Ricky. Now, guys, if you don't know, the show is brought to you by the TimBlackTV.com. That's my website. Go to TimBlackTV.com. Find out more about the show. We got a lot going on. I got a newsletter coming soon, too, Johnson. It's really important. In fact, that should be out by Tuesday. Maybe saying it'll make it happen. Stephen A. See, I'm thrown off because of the Toure thing. Oh, here we go. Let's go ahead and jump. Just get Trump out the way, guys. I got one Trump clip I want to play. And this is one of the reasons why Trump became president. Democrats love to say it's all
and why is it important?
Democrats want to say it's all types of stuff and make all types of references to all types of things. But I believe that this is part of the reason why. Let me explain.
What is a woman, and why is it important that we understand the difference between men and women?
Well, it's sort of easy to answer for me because a woman is somebody that can have a baby under certain circumstances. She has a quality. A woman is a person who's much smarter than a man, I've always found. A woman is a person that doesn't give a man even a chance of success. And a woman's a person that in many cases has been treated very badly, because I think that what happens with this crazy issue of men being able to play in women's sports is just ridiculous and very unfair to women and very demeaning to women. And that's got to be about a 94%. I read today it was a 94% issue. And I watched the other day, a congressman, a well-known Democrat congressman, fighting for the fact that men should be allowed to compete essentially in women's sports. And I say, I hope they keep that going, because they'll never win another election. That's a big deal. But women are basically incredible people, do so much for our country, and we love our women, and we're going to take care of our women.
Okay, so I believe that Donald Trump, one part of the reason why he won is because of stuff like this. Layups. It's a layup. That's what this is. This, folks, is the easiest shot to make. It's like Trump stood at the basket with the ball. Anybody ever play horse? Ever play horse? I played horse. Used to play horse. I wasn't the best baller, but I could score. You know what I'm saying? Here and there. You know, sometimes I get hot. Well, horses, when you play against somebody, usually be more than two people, but sometimes it's two people. And you all take the same shot. Okay? And if you miss a shot, you get a letter. And the person that gets the horse first, the word horse, they lose. That's how it is. So anyway, this is Trump playing horse. This whole thing about women, sports, this thing about what's a woman is a layup. That's him right here at the rim. He here. Let me do this. Him here, basket here, backboard. Top backboard into basket. Democrats shoot, throw the ball over the backboard. That's when they start all these words and all these terms and stuff. Ball over the backboard. H. Trump gets the ball. He don't move because it worked last time. That's the ticket. That's the ticket in horse. If your move worked, you could be petty and just keep doing the same move because they can't get it. There's no rule against doing the same move. So he just does it again. Back. Shoots the ball backboard into basket. Democrats get the ball. They come there. Throw it against the rim. Damn near dent the rim. How they dent the rim? They dent the rim now because now they're saying, well, anybody can have a baby. Anybody can have a baby if you put it in their body and if they just had a baby. They start saying things that make no sense. Trump get the ball back, same thing. He just same move. Now they got O because they miss again. He shoots again, same move, backboard basket. This goes on and this went on and on during the election until they got horsed out. This is not something that you should lose because of. And I see a lot of Democrats very angry, right? Very angry about Donald Trump and this issue. But here's the thing, Johnson. Most of America agrees with Donald Trump on this issue. But it's not just that. It's this old school thinking, they call it old school thinking, to think that men should protect women. And that women are the softer sex. That's something we were raised on as kids, you know? And it's part of American culture, man. It's really no way around it, you know? Every movie I've ever seen of a hero who had a woman with him would jump in front and lead the way physically for a problem. Now, I know recently they've tried to shift it and have women do that, but we know part of the culture is that. There's a lot of other things in the culture that are different. That, you know, things in culture you may disagree with. But by and large, most Americans have bought into this notion that men do the heavier things. And it's because of biology, not because women don't know how to pick something up and put it down. You know, I asked Mrs. Black, I see her trying to get something from a top cabinet. Sometimes I'm, babe, no, Miss Black, no, babe. Come on now. I be like, you got, oh, she's trying to lift somebody. No, babe, no. You got 3 men in this house. Me and both our sons. And, why would you? No, well, let us do this. Now, a lot of times she don't listen. She do what she wants. But, she never feel like I'm insulting her. And quiet as is kept, there are a lot of strong black women and strong white women, probably strong women all in general, that like that. They would like their man to step up on occasion and do things. See, the Democrats, they can't even allow that. To them, that is negative. To them, that is demeaning women. And that's what that whole feminist thing. So it's a soup of nonsense, because on one hand, you don't want to define a woman. You don't want to say women have babies. You don't want to say women have cycles under certain conditions and women have babies under certain conditions. And you don't want to admit that there's a different anatomical or biological difference between the sexes. And you also don't want to, then you want to say that you want men to be able to play ball or sports against those same women. Is crazy. And then you get out to Trump for you saying that we protect a woman when it comes to body autonomy, or when it comes to having children or pregnancies. And so it seems like you're a hypocrite, because you don't want to protect them when it comes to other things. Why don't you want to protect my daughters? I have 3 daughters. Why don't you want to protect my daughters when they're in school? Why don't you want to protect them against people in their locker room? People that my oldest daughter is participated in track. I don't think she should have to run against guys. That's what I think. That's what I think. But you think it's wrong for me to think that way. You want to demonize me for having that position. So once again, guys, I think that Trump won the election because this should be just basic. This should not be something where you lose an election over. This should be a layup for the Democrats. They blew it. And what I've seen is a bunch of, a lot of so-called progressives and liberals standing behind this weird notion that they got to agree with everything that someone said they have to agree with, which makes them cowardly. And some of them, especially guys that I personally know, I know you don't believe that. I know in your heart of hearts, if the cameras weren't rolling and we were sitting back having a drink, chilling, talking, just regular, and I brought up the topic, you'd be like, yeah, man, I don't believe that. I don't think that men should be playing women's sports, man, I think you would admit that, okay? I think you know it. And I think you know there's a difference between a man and a woman anatomically. And I think you can admit, if I said, what's a woman, what's the difference between a man and a woman, one of the things you say is giving birth. But you are captive to an ideology that makes you go against what you actually believe about something that's fundamental. It's the most basic of things. And if you can't, look, here's the thing, here's the significance. Don't tell me it's only 1% of the population. Man, you're not willing to stand up on your party on some most basic thing that you knew when you was 5, man. I remember a show used to come on called The Dinosaurs. Anybody remember this, The Dinosaurs? And at the time, me and Mrs. Black, we were young in the gang with the kids, right? I think we had one child at the time. And it was a scene, it was one cartoon where the daddy dinosaur was trying to get the baby dinosaur to say dada. And he never would say dada. He would always say mama. And he just kept trying to get the baby to say dada. Everything was mama, 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 mama. And he said, come on, Junior, I love you, Junior, you're the greatest, Junior. I'm your daddy, I love you, I'd do anything for you. And if you could just say that just one time, it would mean so much for me, it would just mean so much. And the baby looked at him, and the baby was like, not the mama. Yeah, he didn't give him that. He told him he was not the mama. And I thought that was hilarious. And we laughed about it. Me and Mrs. Black laughed about it. It's still funny. And here's the thing. Even the cartoons knew. Even the baby dinosaur knew that mamas and daddies is different. Now you want to tell us they not just because somebody got an agenda. And when we say there's an agenda at foot, this is what we're talking about. Even a cartoon dinosaur knows better. And a baby cartoon dinosaur at that. All right, guys, give it up for that segment. I thought that was pretty good. I don't know where that came from, but Mrs. Black, you will attest that's a real life story. Next. What's next on the agenda, Johnson? So we got Ricky out here. You know what, guys? I want to play this because this is my life with the Democrats, with the liberals. This is how it was working with the liberals. This is how it is, my life working with the liberals, man. And I don't know, maybe if you're listening enough, Tim Black, you'll understand it. To anybody on the right or anybody who's not beholden to the Democrats, who wants a great guest to come on and tell you all the dirty secrets about the Democrats and the progressives and how they did me and the stuff I know about them personally. Here goes this is a great analogy. Okay, so for the purposes of this example, I'm the white guy in the white pants. And the little black boy are all the progressives and all the liberals. Yeah. This is me thinking they're cool with me. This is me thinking, oh man, the liberals and the progressives are really good for me. They got my back. Yeah. We're jamming together, grooving together. Yeah, and then they do that. Yeah, see, that's what they did. Just so y'all know for sure, y'all can make sure y'all see this. This is me. I'm the white guy here. Tim got a skin grafts. He's the white guy, and this little black kid right here, he represents progressives and the Democrats. And here we are grooving, and I think they are my friends. And they got my back, and they're supportive. They love me. They tell me great things about how great I am. They even help me go on trips to do my news reporting. But then when I start talking about black people issues, that's when this happens. Yeah, that's what happens, Johnson. So, when people say, Tim Black, why you be so bitter? Why you so upset? There you go. Because they punched me, Johnson. That wasn't that nice. All right, now, this show is brought to you by the Tim Black mug. Go to timblackmug.com, get your mug, Johnson. I send it to you. Don't mean mug me. Pick up a mean mug. You know what I'm saying? Go to timblackmug.com. I know that sounds like Coco Diaz. Coco Diaz. This his name? Tony Diaz. Sound like, hey, go get it. Don't mean mug me. Go pick up a mean mug. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Joe Rogan? All right. Next story, Johnson. Who we got next? Now, I don't know if I have Kimberly Ruffin. Where's this woman at here? Amber Ruffin is her name. Folks. How many people know who Amber Ruffin is? Amber Ruffin is she's a comedian, right? And damn it. That threw me off. I really want to get to the Touré thing, but I guess I'll get it last. And I don't have a clip of Amber Ruffin. Let's see. Amber Ruffin is a comedian. She works at CNN. She's been on several things. I think she did The Daily Show. She's a black woman. You'll see her here. Well, she is no longer going to be, she was supposed to do the next White House Correspondence Dinner. The host. Roy Wood did it. Roy Wood did this. So did, who did it before him? God, so many people have done the White House Correspondence Dinner. That being said, she's not doing it anymore. But here she is. They decided they're going to go another route, and it's caused a dust up because, well, they gave her the job and then they took the job back. And some people say it was because of this.
Maybe you could do that for the White House correspondence. Just change it up this year.
Will anyone from the administration be attending? How much do you actually know about who will be in attendance? Do you get like the rundown?
I'm sure that I will at some point.
You will.
I
Okay.
know the news organizations.
Maybe you could do that for the White House correspondence. Just change it up this year.
Will anyone from the administration be attending? How much do you actually know about who will be in attendance? Do you get like the rundown?
I'm sure that I will at some point.
You will.
I
Okay.
know the news organizations that will be
Yeah.
attending. I don't think the people confirm until quite a bit later. I don't necessarily, like, I'm not 100% interested in being like, ha, you're here. Look at your stupid head. You're burned. I care that, like, you're kind of a bunch of murderers. I mean, so, like, they were like, you need to be, equal and make sure that that you give it to both sides and blah, blah, blah. I was like, there's no way I'm going to be freaking doing that, dude. Under no circumstances.
Yeah. So that's it. That's the clip. Okay. So they decided that was unacceptable. They decided, like, yo, if you're going to come here and do jokes, we're just going to roast all the Republicans up, and you want to call us a bunch of murderers, maybe we don't want to go with you. Yeah, maybe if maybe if you can't hit both sides of the aisle, like Roy Wood did. I mean, Roy Wood roasted Don Lemon, right along with making Trump jokes and making a few Biden jokes. You know what I'm saying? But, you just said you weren't going to do that. I blame Jasmine Crockett. Yeah, I blame Jasmine Crockett and her success with the Democrats becoming the flavor of the month. I think that has influenced people to take the position that Trump is what you need to focus on. And 10 years of dogging Trump continuously wasn't enough. We need to do another 4. You need to go 14, 15 years, a straight dragging Trump, and that'll save the world. Because obviously, everything was fine before we knew who Trump was, before he got elected. It was beautiful. America was beautiful. Race relations were great. There was no Trayvon Martin and, no people getting shot. There was no, so many people's names are flashing in my head, but there was no police brutality. There was no people being killed on wellness checks. There was no poverty and homelessness. There were no wars that we didn't need to be involved in. There was none of that going on. And then Trump came, and that's why you got to give it all to Trump. So, yeah, my problem with this, guys, is that the Democrats, they like playing like victims, and that's something they do real good at. But I don't necessarily believe it's going to work. No, I don't think it works. I don't think it works. I don't even see her picture. Maybe it's gone. But we know who she is at this point. So, yeah, so the complaint is that they say, well, the Trump administration is very cowardly that they would get rid of this, would not hire her. Remember, she's not an employee. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. I've seen people clowning or roasting and getting upset that this woman is no longer going to be the person hosting this. And my thing is this, man. I didn't know much about Amber. I want to say Griffin. I don't know her name. What's her name? Amber Ruffin? Ruffin, right? Her name is Amber Ruffin. I didn't know much about her, but I can tell you this. I now know things about her. I know that she got picked, and she got a very non-Trump like background. First of all, she was married 13 years. Married for 13 years to some white Swedish dude who she divorced in 2023. And then she came out as queer. And they still hired her. It was not about her sexuality or orientation. And they can see she's black, right? They see that. And they still hired her. This is not, I have to say this is not defending Trump. This is blowing holes in their BS gaslighting claims. This ain't about, they knew that going in. I know, I learned it in 10 seconds, 10 minutes. When I looked up her name, when I clicked on her name, and I went to like the Glamour magazine or whatever she did, she wrote an article. Damn it, where's the article she wrote? I got this stuff. See, I did my research, Johnson. So she did this article in Glamour magazine, and it was something like, what I learned when I got, I was married to a white man for 10 years or whatever, and today was the first time that he saw me get discriminated against due to my race. Something like crazy title. But she wrote this. She wrote the article about it, okay? So before you go and say, well, the world is so bad for me because I'm black, well, you said your husband never even saw you get discriminated against because you got money and you're married to a white dude and you pretty much probably live in a white area, right? So I don't know, maybe eventually somebody got pissed off at you over, I don't know, somebody that moved in your neighborhood finally did, But anyway, I know more about her in 15 minutes than people that are reporting on this story know. And I could kind of quickly grab this for the show. So the narrative they're painting is, of course, Trump decided that they didn't want her to be the host of the show. Not because of what she just said was, she's going to come out there and call them all murderers. She said in the clip, I'm going to come out and call Trump and them murderers. Everybody here is murderers. And they said, could you keep it even and hit both sides? And she said, I most definitely cannot. So that's a person deciding they don't want the job, right? That's all I'm saying. If you say I don't want the job, or if they say, hey, here's a condition of being employed, and you say I can't do that, why is that something to complain about? That's my point. And if Trump was going to discriminate against you based on you being black, they never would have hired you, because I don't know if you noticed that, but we could tell that you are a dark-skinned person. You're a black person looking at you. If they wanted to not hire you because of your orientation, Glamour is a pretty big magazine, and I found an article in 10 minutes. They would know that you came out as queer, and they would know that. So all I'm saying is, maybe they're grossly incompetent. No one realized that you were a black queer woman before they gave you the job. And then when they asked you to just hit both sides, they knew you would not do it because you're such a leftist that there's no way that you could do that, which is kind of what you got to do at corporate gigs. Like, people on corporate gigs kind of do what people tell them to do. I mean, that's the condition of hiring you. They might say no cursing. They might say no religion. Like, I hear these stories about corporate gigs when it comes to comedians. So it's not like you totally don't know the concept. Then when you get hired to do a corporate gig, and folks, what's more of a corporate gig than a White House Correspondence Dinner? I mean, come on. It's a bunch of corporate types and elites and, and presidents and stuff. Like, that's what it is. And I'm seeing some people more upset about this thing. It sort of reminds me of Al Green, the Democrat who got thrown out at the White House Correspondence Dinner, folks. Who went to the Correspondence Dinner, went to the State of the Union address, Al Green, Representative Al Green, went to the address to get thrown out, conducts a one-man protest until he gets thrown out, leaves, goes and talks to a reporter outside of the event and says, I did this on purpose. I'm proud I did it. Anything that happens, I'm here for it. I was protesting. And I feel like I had a good reason to do it. The next day, acted like they did it, he was the most brutalized person in the world. He went on the Breakfast Club and anywhere else that would take him to talk about how they did him so wrong when they threw him out and how they discriminated against him. I look at this the same way. Folks, I got no problems with people standing on their business and doing their thing, but you must stand on your business. If Amber Ruffin, I keep calling her Griffin, if Amber is standing on business, she should be glad they didn't let her do this, because she won't stoop to the level of doing it because she don't agree with it. Why do it? Why try to take the job knowing you don't agree to the conditions of the job. That's all I'm saying. And when they say, okay, I guess we don't have a good deal here, that should be a mutual thing. It should not be, oh my God, I'm being attacked. Get what I'm saying? That's my point in this. Whether you like her, whether you think she's funny or not, that ain't the point. They hired her and they fired her. That's what happens in jobs, Johnson. Case closed. Yeah, man. And whatever happened to giving the business? Why would you like standard business operation with White House Correspondence is the sitting president, you don't give them all the heat. You give some to the other side. I mean, that's how it always happens. Remember Obama, that most people worship that are Democrats? Not all, but most of y'all do. Hell, he roasted the hell out of Trump. He was a Republican and they roasted the hell out of Trump. That's what they did, right? When the Republicans are in power, don't that kind of work the same way? Don't you have to at least try to pretend to give both some heat? But to say that you're not going to do that, I don't even know what the conversation's about. What could you be upset about? Like I say, it's like working at a kennel with puppies and being like, I ain't cleaning no puppy cages. I ain't cleaning no puppy. No, I ain't doing that. Well, that's the job, kinda. That's got puppies here, and you were going to be a kennel. You got to clean the kennel. No, you got to do this, so you can't work here. Oh, see, because I'm black and because I'm queer. No, you just told me you weren't going to do that. I don't want to hear that. Let me get Michael Harriet from The Root and somebody else, and Jamel Hill, and everybody else online on Twitter or X to say how cowardly you are to not give me a job doing what you don't want me to do or not doing what you're paying me to do. And this is why I say, folks, the progressives are nutty. They are. And I don't see it as progressive. I see it as regressive, manipulative, and not very honest. And that's just keeping it in the book. All right, next story. Hit the like button, guys. If we can get to 400 likes, that'll be great. We want the algorithm to remember that we're here, because the algorithm be forgetting about it, brother, man. I get people all the time like, Tim, I thought you, brother, I don't mean no harm, but I thought you was in the upper room, brother. I ain't seen you in 5 years, brother. I didn't even know, man. Good to see you here. Real talk, man. So do me a favor, please. Share this content, hit like, hit repost or something on X. Do whatever you do on Facebook. I don't know. It's probably like 10 of y'all. Facebook's a hard, man. I don't know what's up with Facebook. I want to punch Facebook in the face. You know what I'm saying? Knock all this loose. All right, next. What else we got? Don't get tired, y'all. I got a lot more content. I just had to find stuff. Okay. Here goes the clip. It's very short, but I think it'll cause a good conversation.
No matter how big you can become, no matter.
Damn it. Get out of here. Get her off stage. Okay. Very controversial comments made by LeBron James and P. Diddy. But I want to have this conversation, Johnson, because I'm crazy like this. I'm crazy. I don't know what's wrong with me. I like having, Amber Ruffin was her name. I like having conversations that make people pissed off. I don't know what prompted LeBron. I don't think it's taken out of context. I think this is what he meant. Same thing with Diddy. Let me know what you think about this in the comments section below. Is this true or false?
No matter how big you can become, no matter how successful you are, no matter what you do in the community, no matter what you do in your profession, being African American in America is always tough. And they always gonna let you know that you are the N-word, no matter who you are.
Systemic racism, they trying to keep their foot on the neck up to my level, up to Jay-Z's level, up to LeBron's level. It's not easy for me, for Jay, for Oprah. They still treat us like niggas.
So I saw this, man. And it made me feel a certain kind of way because these brothers, like Diddy was like a billionaire, wasn't he? Wasn't he like a billionaire or close to it? Think so. And LeBron is like close to being there too, right? So I don't know. I just felt like they're being a little dishonest here. You know? I felt they were being a little bit dishonest. Like maybe they're overreaching just a little bit. Like they're doing what I call the Michelle Obamas when you downplay how good it is to have money. You downplay that around the poor blacks. Yeah, you downplay it like that ain't nothing. You know, just to keep up the facade that the life that you live in is similar to the life their broke asses is living. That's what I feel Michelle Obama likes to do. Barack don't even broach the issue. He just kind of like leave it alone. He don't say nothing. So when I heard this, I kind of thought this is what they're doing. They own that stuff. Then I thought about the way that LeBron framed it. And if you see yourself as an extension of other black people, then okay, I can see you saying, you know what, it's still tough being black because, I got family members, I got friends that deal with XYZ, and that still affects me. Then my children are not me, so I can't protect them. So I could see, how you could say that with a more thoughtful kind of, comment. But as you can see, here's a very short clip made by my brother Mays on X. Let me say this, though. I'm not going to deny that no matter how much money you have, you still live in America. You could have, I don't know, maybe there'll be people, if I was a billionaire, maybe there'll still be people that I couldn't move out my space. I mean, because if you're a billionaire, Johnson, you got a big-ass crib. Even if you got neighbors wherever they at, you ain't got to see them at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, like, as rich as these people were, I'm pretty sure their money afforded them a certain amount of exclusivity, is all I'm saying. But okay, let's give them that. Let's give them that it's occasional that a very rich person like LeBron James will still be confronted with racism from time to time. You heard how Diddy put it, which did not age well because he had all types of people doing all types of stuff. Allegedly. With his lack of, even though he was black, he was still able to do a lot of exploitation. But I'm black though. It's really hard. I will say this, guys, and I want to get your opinion about this. Life may be hard being black in America, but at least you get to do it while being rich. And I think there is a very big difference between being black, middle class, and black rich like y'all rich, or black poor and being rich like y'all rich, or black and, poverty line. Like, I think, or lower middle class, or upper, I think it's a difference. And I think it's a difference between being rich and being poor generally. Not just for black people. I think rich as these people were, as rich as LeBron is, I cannot imagine. Hey, man, I don't even think I could get my kids into my high school if I wanted them to, and you got your son into the NBA. And I went to a public school. And I know, see what I'm saying? Like, you got your son in the NBA. What's the percentage of people that get into the NBA? 0. What? Seriously, it's not 1%. It's 0.1% of black people get into the NBA, right? That's some crazy number. You were able to do that, dog. You ain't got to pretend that you are just scraping by this existence to make us feel better. You ain't got to do that. You ain't got to lie about it, Craig. And that's what I feel like you're doing. But I'm going to stand on my point. My point is this. I'm going to take you at your word that there are going to be instances where being black is going to seep through because you can't escape blackness. Okay, I'll give you that. There's going to be somebody that don't know who LeBron is and somebody on this earth who don't know who Diddy is, who will act a certain type of way and not fear any repercussion or nothing. But at least you get to be rich while experiencing it. And that's a whole different thing. Now, we can have a conversation on what both of you did to get so much money. Because whenever we're talking about people with money, we got to add that in, right? Because I believe, and y'all may disagree with me, but I believe anybody who has as much money as Diddy had to do some things and were not scrupulous to get it. And I say that about any billionaire. I believe any billionaire had to do something unscrupulous. Because I don't think you can, I think you got to do a level of exploitation of others in order to get that type of paper. You understand what I'm saying? All right. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. That's all I got on this one. Hey, hit the like button if that made sense to you. And that's going to be a good one. That's a good conversation going right there, fam. In fact, let me see if anybody's commented on it, man. I'd like to know what you think, what you guys think, man. That's something. Let's see what we got, man. True, Tim, but each class of wealth has its own level of racism. Okay. Okay, guys. Okay. LeBron and Diddy's confessions proves they have no. LeBron and Diddy's confessions prove they have no natural skills. Okay. Damn. Remember, blacks own slaves too. Pedro. They're being honest in this case, Tim Black. Man, that's what I say, man. I need some comedy writers. I need you guys, man. I need you guys to be my comedy writing team, man. LeBron talking about that phone call from Obama. You wild for that one. Alma Onyx. Oh, man. Oh, man. I kind of don't understand the point about he's not talking about class. He's talking about, I don't know. You know what? It's not time for me to do any rebuttals. I don't know. I said what I said, and I stand on it. Ebony's out. Okay. But I appreciate y'all though, you know? I appreciate y'all. I don't know. Let's see. LeBron did say ain't no party like a Diddy party. I don't know what it was referring to reference to. I thought that was a good thing. Good conversation starter, you know what I'm saying? And yeah. Okay. Next story, Johnson. Next story. We got more to get to, man. Yeah. I don't know what's going on, man. Why am I having problems here? I don't care about the problems. Let's skip. Let's go to Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith says, they call me a MAGA mouthpiece. My response, they call me a MAGA mouthpiece. Why would they call you a MAGA mouthpiece?
Show. I want to get to an article written about me recently by a gentleman from MSNBC. His name is Jahan Jones, and he essentially called me a mouthpiece for the far-right MAGA movement. He cites the appearances of Candace Owens, Sean Hannity, and other prominent voices from the right on this podcast as reasons for his premise. Here's a portion of what he wrote on MSNBC.com in an article titled ESPN Stephen A. Smith is a megaphone for MAGA propaganda. Jones says, quote, Stephen A. Smith's embrace of the MAGA movement and its influencers has only continued. In recent days, for example, he has spoken with right-wing commentators Ben Shapiro, Megyn Kelly, and Bill O'Reilly. You might be thinking that these were adversarial chats between a left-leaning centrist and a conservative. But to adroit listeners, they can come across more as conservatives in friendly discussion than anything else. Smith's overt politicism seems to fly in the face of ESPN's apparent effort in recent years to deter some of its talent from speaking on controversial political matters. Either way, the network's most recognizable host is now regularly platforming MAGA propaganda at will, end quote. Now, my team reached out to Jones to have a discussion about the article. I wanted to invite him on the show to talk with me one-on-one personally. I hope we get the opportunity to have that dialogue. He was busy. He didn't avoid the call or anything like that. There was no comment or anything like that. He didn't say anything. He was just very, very busy. We called it the last minute. No shade on him. That's why it didn't happen. But in the meantime, let me express to you what I think about what he wrote. I think that's the exact problem with the left. You see, if I don't agree with you, I must be MAGA. It must be the case. I'm platforming MAGA propaganda. Is that so? I don't view it that way. First of all, even though I lean left, particularly with how I vote with presidential elections, I want to emphasize that I've always been a centrist my entire life. I've never once described myself as a Democrat or a Republican. I'm a centrist. I'm a moderate. I don't trust either side. I'm not on one side or the other, hook, line, or sinker.
Now, if that was true, now this is why I got an issue with it, right? And it's not an issue, it's just an opinion. Okay. Here's my opinion on this, Stephen A. Smith. If you say I don't trust either side, why would you keep voting Democrat? I'm just saying, like, it sounds to me, this is why you're seeing like a flip-flopper. Okay, because you say, "Hey, man, I'm in the middle, man. On this, I don't trust either one of these parties. Both parties suck, Johnson. Pick up one of my shirts, Stephen A. You should wear it proudly on your show, brother. Doing this thing. Both parties suck, Johnson. That's on my website. Go to timblacktv.com to find my website, or go to timblacktpause.com to get one. Since 2016, 2015. So." If you say both parties suck, Johnson, why you keep voting for one party? If both of them are horrible. If both of them, neither one of them can be trusted, why are you trusting them? See, that's how it seems. And then you bring on, then you talk to these people like Ben Shapiro or Sean Hannity or these other people. Like, that's what they're saying. And then some of your talking points tell them something else, that you're very critical of the Democrats, and maybe agree with the Republicans in some instances. And I don't know what News Nation is. And Bill O'Reilly, you go on this tour with Bill O'Reilly and Cuomo. I don't know. But yeah, it seems like you're all over the place. But then you say you're independent. Yeah, the same way that Roland is an independent. Meanwhile, here's a mouthpiece for the Democratic Party. Roland says the same thing. You lying? That's a lie. That's a damn lie. That's a damn lie. I'm an independent and I fight for black people. My name is Roland Martin and I'm an independent. I'm independent. Damn. Give my iPad. Shit, give my iPad now. Make sure it's no answers on it, but give my iPad. He says the same thing, but his actions tell you something different. His coverage tells you something totally different. So that's what a disconnection is. Maybe you should actually be more independent. But you did have, but see, Stephen A. had on Dr. Cornel West, which is not something a lot of people did who consider themselves, who say they're independent. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I get it, man. I'm just saying, I understand where this person could run with it. But you also know when people write articles, they're trying to get the clicks and they're trying to get the views. And that's why they're talking about you. If you weren't Stephen A. Smith, if you weren't somebody that was newsworthy to them, that was going to be beneficial to the MSNBC website, he never would have got the article published there. So I think there's a bit of that in it as well. Take it as you want it. Let's keep going.
you will see images or you'll hear me rattle off names of people who've been on this show. Yes, you see Ben Shapiro there. Yes, you see Bill O'Reilly there. Yes, I was recently on Megyn Kelly's show. Did you know I'm on News Nation with Chris Cuomo every week?
What that mean? Chris Cuomo's like kind of like you, right? Hey, Chris Cuomo's like, I don't know what Chris Cuomo is. I don't know. I think he's in the pocket with the Democratic Party. I think he's always been that way. He occasionally gets a little harder on the Democrats, but then as soon as he does that, just like you, then he'll start and say something mean about Republicans, like to kind of even it out. I think it's a lot of flip-flopping going on, you know? I don't know. But once again, Johnson, Stephen A., I'm what you call a Democratic Party hater. And I know that. That's real about me. So I'm biased. So are you.
Did you know that I just appeared with Jake Tapper on CNN? Do you know I've been on MSNBC on several occasions?
Like, what is that supposed to mean, though? Like, you could be a soulless shield for whatever and go on any of those platforms you just named. Like, that does not mean you're a straight shooter. Just because you name your media straight shooter media. You're a straight shooter if you shoot straight. So, like, yo, I don't want to go much further. This is a long video. And I will say this, for this video to be as long as it is, it does seem like you protest too much. Like, damn, that video is like 25 minutes just on that one topic of this guy's article. Or do you enjoy this? Like, like, what is it that this guy said? He must have hit some nerves up in there. It must be some nerves connected to wherever he hit you at, because, wow, you have a lot of rebuttal. I will let you have the last word out of respect.
Do you know, yes, Sean Hannity is my friend. It's not because of his politics. It's because I've known the man for 23 years, and I know him outside of politics. And I appreciate the relationship that we have. I'm not apologizing for that. Let me add another name so you can further excoriate me. Mark Levin, the great one. That's what they call him on Conservative Talk Radio. I know him well, too. I've also had Clay Travis on this show before. I know him as well, at least a little bit, not as well as the other two. Okay? That is absolutely, positively factual. Can I give you a couple other names, Jahan Jones? Would you allow me to? People that have been on this.
Can we get to some other part, man? Come on, Steve. Why are you talking like this? Say something else. Let's go. Let's see what else he says.
Ask them.
And
give you an opportunity.
And
things when it came to Trump. Now, I don't remember whether it was specifically Nazis or other things, but certainly their rhetoric towards him.
Hold on, guys.
I'm not happy that her show is gone.
Oh, shit.
Jahan, I am not happy. I respect Joy Reid. Did I agree with everything she said? No. Do I agree with how she did some things? No. Because if you come across as too vitriolic as a black person, I know in corporate America, that's going to be counted against you more than it's going to be counted for you.
See, this is what I don't like. Now, this is my bone to pick. Because she came across too vitriolic. Like, you trying to save her? That's what it is? Nah, man, a lot of time my points of view, just basic sheep herding for the Democratic Party. Not journalism at all. And she was pretty slanderous and tough on Black Americans, and then said that she was fighting for Black Americans, which is very weird to me. You know, and particularly Black independent media. She's like, she fell into that group of people that love to talk smack about what we do. Now it's going to be somebody doing what we do. Sort of like you. But you never did, so I'm not going to throw you in that group. But, you know, she had negative things to say about Black independent media. And now she is Black independent media. Due to the contract restraints, which means she can't go. She probably had a non-compete clause, just like Don Lemon did. So that's another thing I don't like. And like, we ain't got to be nice to people about our stances. We say what it is. Earlier, I wasn't being nice. I was in this broadcast naming names and saying what I really felt and being truthful. not being vindictive and being a hard ass, was actually saying how I really felt. With a little bit of humor mixed in. But I was being real. And when y'all start caping for one another, like, look, either you thought Joy, because Joy Reid is she's a very polarizing person. Either you thought she was full of it or you thought she was a soldier in the battle. To me, that would be the only way that you could define Joy Reid, because she was very much not a person in the middle peddling it soft or trying to maintain any type of equilibrium. That's not what a show was. That's not what a brand was. None of that. So you can't come with some soft deduction about her, saying, "Oh, you know what? She just could have did it a different way." Nah, no, she did it the way she wanted to do it, and she did it for several years, if not a decade, I believe. She had a lot of time to clean up, get the bugs out, to smooth the edges and all that stuff. That was her show, and she did it the way she wanted to do it. And up until this election, when Trump won the White House, in spite of her almost daily bombastic coverage, she was good. She was golden. So I got a problem with you like painting it any other way, because I don't think you're being honest, sir. That's all. That's just my opinion. Because Joy Reid is either you like the compound chicken or you don't. You know, either you want the ghost peppers or you don't. Like, it's not like, oh, well, I could do a little ghost pepper. Nah, Joy Reid was a ghost pepper. And you know what? All differences aside, I think she would respect my articulation of what she is and what she stood for more than yours. And said she was just haphazard. Nah, I don't think that's what it was at all. She was a ghost pepper. Yeah. All right. I guess since I went hard, let him finish.
I get that part, but I also knew the dramatic drop in the ratings that they said took place since the election ended. I saw Morning Joe with Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski, who I respect, but they bought in to calling Trump and alluding to certain things when it came to Trump. Now, I don't remember whether it's specifically Nazis or other things, but certainly their rhetoric towards him was incendiary. And what happened after he won the election? They were at Mar-a-Lago. And everybody's joking about how Trump is making folks come kiss the ring. You know why? Because guess what? He won. Despite being impeached twice. Despite 34 felony convictions. Despite the potpourri of cases that were thrown against him, he still won. And so what I'm saying to you is that when we're having that kind of discussion, that's what we got to take into consideration. These kind of things happen. And then you're looking at me and you're saying he's platforming them. No. He rattle off names of people who
all right,
were on the
guys.
show.
Well, you know what, guys? What I will agree with him is he'll be able to platform whoever the hell he wants to platform. You know what I'm saying? That I don't agree with that. Anybody you want to platform. Why would anybody have a problem with who you put on your platform? You know what I'm saying? That's kind of crazy. Like, you know, build your own platform, bring on who you want to bring on, and that person brings on who they want to bring on. To write an article that you're platforming people that already have a platform. Hey, believe it or not, guys, Megyn Kelly and Ben Shapiro and whoever else he brought on, they already get their message out. I never bought into that. Like, it's not like Stephen A. Smith is like turning over the independent media world looking for diamonds in the rough and breaking stars. It's not like he's finding people that no one knew of and he's like bringing them to the forefront. Same thing with Shannon Sharpe and any of the rest of them. That's not what we do. He's not being like a Joe Rogan character where he's finding all these these people that are talented or whatever and like giving them a play. He ain't doing that. He's bringing on known entities that are already in the mix, and that's what he's doing. And it's probably helping himself more than it's helping them. Because Megyn Kelly could do $500,000 on a video just talking. They like her over there. So It's really him. I look at it the other way. Like he's bringing people on his platform to grow his platform. That's what I believe. His political platform. Not his sports platform, because he blew them all away in the sports world. But I'm talking about his political platform. But let's keep it moving, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, guys. I appreciate it. Remember, we're trying to get to 400 likes. It's a Sunday. It's getting late. Thank you, Buck. It is late. Thanks, Buck. Thank you, Black Mama, for hanging in there. You're the best. And if you got to go, I understand. It'll just get a little chippy, but we will persevere. Next. DL, Stephen A. No, we didn't do DL yet. Let's do DL Hugley. Why not, man? We're doing DL Hugley next. He had some comments he made, and it's going to be an honest conversation here. DL's going to spark some conversation with this statement. Let's see if I can. Guess this will work. Let's try this. All right, DL.
That's SWV downtown. So I'll make this very plain. If someone vandalizes property in the attempt of intimidating or making a political statement or to strike fear or terror in somebody, that in essence is terrorism. There's no equivocating. I have no problem saying.
What? Man, I never thought this day would come. A day when D.L. Hughley calls it straight, even if it may mean that he's not siding with the Democratic Party? What? D.L. Hughley? Saying something that I said on the show? In fact, that is the truest definition of terrorism. It's not just straight vandalism if you're doing it over political reasons. If that is your motivation, if your motivation is to change someone's politics or to make a political statement, it then turns into terrorism. That's how it's been. That's the way that I was taught to define terrorism. It has to have that part of the motive, right? Yeah. If you're just vandalizing a car, different. If you hate the car manufacturer, and it's totally unrelated to politics for some reason, because, something happened. Like there was a video of a guy he drove into a dealership because they wouldn't take the car back, I guess. So he drove that dealership through the glass windows. That wasn't terrorist. That was a destruction of property. It could be attempted murder with a vehicle, a bunch of other stuff, but it wasn't terrorism. Because he had a feud going on about that damn car that they would not take back and give him his money back. Okay? So let's hear D.L. Hughley. Let's hope he keeps it real. I think he's going to say but let's keep going.
Saying that if you vandalize something with the idea of making a political statement or to cause fear or panic or destruction, to have people see things your way, to willpower that way, that is terrorism. So I have no problem saying that if you did that to any property, be it Tesla or a building or, a Capitol, that is terrorism. It isn't my definition of terrorism that is the one that's important here. Isn't it interesting how you can say that that is terror?
Yeah, of course you're going to bring it back to January 6th, huh? I knew it, man. Too good to be true. We're not talking about one event that happened at the Capitol. We're talking about random events around the country by different people, or not a group of people. But you want to make Democrats make January 6th equal to all things. I don't care what it is. Well, these drug dealers or these gang members were in the country illegally and they're getting put out the country. Well, you let the January 6th protesters stay. So it's crazy. That's what they keep doing, no matter what it is. You know, somebody was running a human trafficking ring, and they did this, and they had a bunch of kids. They had these little kids, and so they're gonna throw the bush. We're gonna throw the entire bookcase at them, hit them with 100 years peace. There'll be a Democrat somewhere that stands up and says, "Yeah, but you let them January 6 people. You pardon them." You can't win with this. You can't win.
To vandalize a Tesla, but it isn't terror if you destroy capital, if you threaten people who don't see your political, who don't have your political viewpoint, if you intimidate people. That isn't terrorism. If a guy, and it's interesting how, isn't it funny how when terrorism is visited on us,
Who is us? Radio show hosts that used to be gang members who now work for the Democratic Party? People that used to be critical of Kamala Harris, who use their platform to tell them how they felt about Kamala Harris and her record, who then 6 months later become her biggest cheerleader, saying that they didn't know what they were talking about. They hadn't done any research at all. I'm kind of lost, man. I'm not understanding where you're coming from here, brother. D.L. Hugley, Jesus Christ.
Terrorists are their heroes. The people that have terrorized black people are often memorialized in parks, money, holidays. Almost everybody.
Oh man, you're taking it all the way back to slavery, man. Look, man, this is a problem, Johnson. It's a problem, man. You know, he would not give a damn. He would not give a damn if it was conservatives doing this to Biden supporting people. If you went back 5 years ago, because Elon was giving money to Biden. He gave money to Biden and Obama. Elon. He got contracts under both presidents. If Republicans are mad at Elon and they were doing this to Elon's cause, I bet you DL would not be making this conversation. He would not be bringing up slavery and lynching, and he would not bring that up. He would not be using black pain to infuse it into a situation where some white guy is wiping his butt cheeks on a Tesla in Seattle, Washington. He would not do that because he would know that that has nothing to do with anything, that those things are not related, and that black issues, our history, our historical record as regards to how people in this country treated us under the mandate of the United States, either intentional or unintentional, whether with their full-throated endorsement or with their tacit endorsement. What was done to black Americans, right? He would know that it is unacceptable, right, as a black person, for me to use black pain like that in order to make an argument for these conservatives. But he'll do it for the Democrats, though. Oh, he'll do it for Democrats. For some jackass out in Portland who saw a 62-year-old woman, which I just saw this clip, 62-year-old woman driving a Tesla. Some guy cuts her off, runs up to her car, windows down, and punches her in the face. He would not be equating that anything. He would have no reason whatsoever to bring up slavery, Jim Crow, Emmett Till, none of it. But he gets to do that, and nobody black in this Democrat will say, "What the hell are you doing, sir?" They won't say it. They all act like it's fine, because they all do it, because that's the money train. I'm telling you, folks, what the Democratic Party does is they use everything they can to use black people. They use black people's everything, literally everything. And I'm trying to tell you, man, who's really worse? I got to ask, who's really worse? The Democratic Party continues to use black bodies, black pain, black blood to grease the wheels of their shitty party, to enhance the messaging, to defend their most worst actors. They use us to do it. They use our pain and suffering to do it. And then when we say, hey, what about us doing issues with our communities? What's up with our schools? What's up with our concerns? What about the racial wealth gap? What are you doing about this? Where is this on your agenda? That's when nobody wants to talk about black people so much anymore. All of a sudden, things get a little quiet. Just wait till next time when they can go ahead and pound the drums of Jim Crow in order to make a statement about something unrelated that benefits them, but using us to do it. This whole DEI thing is built on that. It's built on Democrats using black pain and suffering to help LGBTQIA, to help immigrants and the rest of the world benefit, and using us as the placeholder. This remind me what you did to black people. This remind me what you did to black people. You know, the only people that pertains to are black people and the descendants of those black people. Nobody else. Somebody do a wellness check on D.L. Hugley. Do a wellness check on him. Make sure his head is not stuck in his own ass. I'm sorry, I gotta let that one go. I gotta do that one. I gotta do that one. Because it's been up there for quite some time. I don't know what Kamala did to you, boy. I don't know. Maybe I should ask Willie Brown. I need to ask somebody. What did I mean, I knew you was bad before Kamala ran, but you have reached levels of dumb, of disrespect. And when you went out to Janet Jackson, dog. Now, first he went out to Monique. He went out to Monique, then Janet Jackson. Now it's just anything black. Screw him. Next. We're out of here. Next on the agenda. Johnson. Yeah, sometimes I gotta say things to get the squeamish out the bleachers. Oh, speaking of squeamish. Now let's go to Toure. I found it, guys. Here goes Toure. He made a comment about the museum. Some controversial comments or controversial moves that Donald Trump has made. So let's see about that.
Trump signed an order this week in his war against woke. His latest executive order demands the removal of all, quote, divisive, improper, and anti-American ideology from famous institutions. First, he took over the Kennedy Center, as you remember. Now, Donald Trump wants to control the Smithsonian, the African American Museum, national parks, and the National Zoo. The executive order says it is for restoring truth and sanity to American history. But does this really just translate into whitewashing American history? We are going to discuss. First to you, Toure.
Yeah, I mean, he talks about American greatness, and clearly he means white greatness. And we are erasing Black history. I mean, I didn't realize that the Smithsonian, the Black History Museum was part, I mean, like, obviously, but I didn't read that yet. And it almost makes me want to cry because that is such an incredibly important space. I took my children and my wife there, like, as soon as it opened, and like, I studied AF/AM in college, and I learned a lot going through that museum, and it's deeply emotional and moving. And to say, we don't want to talk about the history of racism, that is part of American greatness. It's part of America's evil, but the way we have moved from enslavement to segregation to wherever we are now, or wherever we were a few years ago, is part of America's greatness, and it's part of America's real story. And to say we're going to erase this and just focus on what white people have done, that's not what America is.
Man, I just ran through three pens trying to write. All right, so Toure, first thing I want to do is I'm going to say, hey, you know what's crazy, Johnson, is whenever someone says, "I almost makes me want to cry," it seems like BS. Yeah, I think that's when my BS detector comes out. This is where I would run that in the clip. I go, BS detector, because that's what goes off when someone says, "It almost makes me want to cry." So he's going to take control over the Black Smithsonian. Okay. And I agree that history should not be whitewashed. That's what's bad. I believe that history does not need to be whitewashed. What I didn't like is your framing that, that you're going to lose your life, that you spend nights crying, that you're going to spend nights crying if this museum is no longer something. Okay. I don't think so. I don't think you were crying before it, and I don't think you're going to cry after if something happens. Now, what I did is I did some research on this because I wanted to understand what's going on here. So Trump I said, has Trump spoken to this? Because I hadn't heard this until I saw this segment. And it says, Trump has not directly addressed specific criticisms in a detailed rebuttal as of the current date. His position is articulated in the executive order, frames his actions as an effort to restore a unified patriotic narrative of American history rather than an attempt to sanitize racism. So he says, hey, I'm not trying to sanitize racism, but the narrative that you get, the narrative that's being put off here is anti-American. I don't know what that means. Can you not sanitize race or not sanitize history and still be American? Because you're going to have to criticize America if you're going to keep it real about America, right? I mean, there'll be people, anybody, even their friends, if they kept it real about you, if they criticized you, they would have to say some things that are critical. If they talked about you and someone said, well, tell me something bad or tell me something you thought, he should work on or whatever, they could find a thing or two. That would not be anti-you. That would just be being real. Sanitizing it, whitewashing it would be maybe not the right word to use, or maybe the perfect word, right? Maybe it's the perfect word in this case. But I did find this, and this is kind of interesting, which kind of leans back into some of the other issues that I have, right? With the whole DEI thing, this whole push where black people get used for everything. I wonder if I went back through the museum in its current state, not what it was in 2018. Because see, here's the thing. In 2017, during his visit to the museum, talking about Trump praised it as a national gem and expressed pride in its honoring of African-American contributions, suggesting a more positive stance at the time. So let me get this right. In 2017, Donald Trump went to the museum himself and was amazed by it, gave it glowing reviews, right? Here's my thing, Torre. And I don't expect you to answer because you don't watch the show. Why would you? But by some chance, maybe somebody who's influenced by you may watch the show because they watch both shows. And all I'm saying is, what could have happened to the Black Smithsonian since 2017 that could make somebody change their opinion about the way the Black Smithsonian is being run? Is it possible that just like everything else black, it being diluted by all other forms of democratic propaganda or democratic pursuits or prioritizations, i.e. LGBTQIA, for instance, different issues for that, or migrants or someone else. Like, I'm just putting it out there because what I continually been seeing is just that. And what happens, guys, is when we had a conversation, it looks like it's about black people. Then when I start digging into it, I see that without our damn permission, the Democratic Party and other people that are friendly with the Democrats have modified something black and in place added in all these other people that got nothing to do with black people. Nothing to do with the black experience per se. Because anybody could be gay, anybody could be trans, right? That's everybody. Why can't, now I don't even know if this is true, okay? Because I have not been to the museum in quite some time. I think I went around 2015 or 2016, or around the same time Trump went. I do not recall it being anything untoward or anything, you know what I'm saying? No dilution that I can recall. But I do remember it being nice. But I live here in D.C., so kind of be sacrilegious not to go at least once. But my thing is, has it changed at all? I know Tory wouldn't care. And if that's the case, that it has changed, and things have been put into that museum, and exhibits and so on, that are not just Black American, but are other things, would he have a problem with that? I bet you Tory would not have a problem with it. Him and a bunch of other supporters, other talking heads, other Black faces in these talking head spaces would say, we support them too. Meanwhile, when you go to exhibits or events or places of whatever support for them, they don't be having Black people struggle there. Now, it's just something we do. It's like we can't stand on our own stuff. We can't stand on our own stuff. And it's not just white people making it that way. It'd be us doing that. It's like preemptively. They'll be giving a speech, y'all. And I want to be honest, like some of my white people, y'all might not know this. There'll be a Black person giving a speech. Black person came out of a Black uterus. Daddy Black, mama Black. Everybody Black, biggity Black. Black house, Black car, live on a Black street. Got Black kids, need to get skincare done. But they a Black person. Listen to Black music. Bill Withers playing grandmama's hands. Black. They'll be giving a speech in front of Black people. And you know what they'll do? As they're giving a speech, they'll be saying, we need to do this too, it's important. Because we need to stand up for Black people. And then they'll say, and people of color. And other people's marginalized groups. Yeah, man, they won't stand on Black issues. Meanwhile, Black people sit at the bottom of everything bad, or at the top of everything bad, and at the bottom of everything good, in almost every category, whether it be education, whether it be wealth, whether it be job advancement. But still, they feel that they got a knee-jerk reaction to recoil away from standing up for themselves. That's what they do. And that's why when I started this podcast tonight, I talked about grits and eggs. Because grits and eggs doesn't do that. See, they stand on whatever they stand on. They do not feel a need. They do not have this twitch, this uncontrollable twitch, where they got to go mentioning all these other groups when they're talking about Black issues. Folks, you do not know how rare it is that Black people actually stand on Black issues. So, hey, look, I know Trump been on a lot of this anti-woke culture stuff. He's been on a lot of this, rooting out DEI stuff. So, I will not defend him on the extremists like this to the let's totally playing it up too far with the, I know it's a win with his base, but it's like getting a little lame, a little old. Okay. But so I'm not defending that part of it, but what I am saying is if you're diluting Black institutions, issues, concerns, and putting in other groups, you ain't doing nothing but setting us up, because in America, the only group of people that have the claims that we have in America are Black Americans, not migrants, not trans people, Black Americans. Now, there are Black Americans who are trans, but they still Black Americans first. Okay? That's how I see them. So I'm not knocking trans people, because, if you are Black, you are Black. Male, woman, whatever you call yourself, you are a Black person. Someone look at you, you're Black. You check off race, Black, you Black. That's it. That's all I'm saying. So if that's the case, Black American, not Black from everywhere. I hate that I got to keep stipulating it. Damn it. So my point is very clearly, man, very clearly. say this and be out. I'd like to know if that museum has had some changes done since 2017. And if so, what are the changes? Are the changes of the DEI? Is it the changes of the DEI coordinated efforts? Is it similar to what I've been seeing? Because if so, it would not surprise me if it was, because we don't own that museum. Do we own that museum? And if we do own that museum, is it the type of person that's going to stand on blackness and say, this is for Black America, that's it? Or is it somebody going, well, we could sure use some LGBTQ money, or we could sure use some Latino money too, or we could sure use some, this money, that money, the other money. And that's the other thing about it. A lot of times, folks, when they are selling us down the river, when they are diluting our message, when they are using our pain for their gain, they're only doing it because there's a payout to do it. All right, folks, let me know in the comment section if that makes sense to you. Hit the like button if you like that segment so we can move it on. Move it on, Johnson. Goodness gracious, Tim Black. You be saying it all. Well, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the compliment, Tim. Okay, let's see where we are. I think we're nearing the end, Johnson. So now will be a good time to tip your bartender. You know what? This last piece, I don't even know if I want to do this. Oh, we got to do Jasmine Crockett. Let's do Jasmine Crockett. This is interesting, man. We got to do this. Okay, so I don't know what's wrong with people, man. When you got talking points, I want you to take a look here. Let's start this in reverse. This is good. Okay. So, well, not this. There we go. I don't know why we couldn't see both. Okay. This image is an image of mixed marriages. We have, obviously, Kamala Harris with her husband. We have Ketanji Jones, you know what it is, Supreme Court Justice, new Ketanji Brown. I know she got two last names. I always forget it. Then we got AOC with her husband, and we have Ilhan Omar with her husband. Okay, and all of them seem to be okay. Those are mixed marriages, right? Okay. I don't know if this is really applicable when you think about it, but okay. Let's go with this list. Okay, so, hey, these people are in love. Damn it, man. This is who they love. And love is love, right? Okay, fine. I'm not the one saying nothing bad about it. I have no comment whatsoever. This is who these people chose. This is who chose them. And it's hard as hell to stay married. This is not a Dr. Umar segment. Do as you do. Now, here goes Jasmine Crockett. She said this.
And if we continue to put people into office, and that even means some of our skinfolk who definitely are not our kinfolk, such as Byron Donalds, who are going to continue to say that, the fact that you sitting around talking about life was better under Jim Crow, is this because you don't understand history? Or literally it's because you married a white woman and so you think that whitewashed you? I'm not really sure, what it is.
Well,
but
you
I
couldn't
need
even be married to a white woman under Jim
correct,
Crow.
correct. And it took Joy to call him out. So I'm like, bruh, what are you talking about? What are you saying? He just out here, I feel like they give him his talking points and he's like, yes, massa, I got it.
Okay. So she went Byron Donalds, and this came back up. She said this back when she went on the Breakfast Club a while ago. And she was roasting, she roasted Marvin Sapp. She heard the whole thing. I didn't cut anything. And it is what it is. She said that, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. And he got a white wife. Okay. She didn't say that when Kamala was running for president. And she had no words to say about how Kamala Harris sleeps. Doug is white. I don't know. I don't know, man. Am I tripping? Isn't Doug a white guy? Or am I tripping, guys? Because you know me, I be tripping sometimes. I don't know. It looked to me like Doug. It looked to me like Doug is a white guy. Why did she have the same smoke for Doug? I don't know. See, this is where you get in trouble. If you have a belief, if you have a firm belief, and this is how you see the world, and you're going to stand on it. Like I said, man, I got no problem with people being different. I have no problem with people having a belief system that's different than mine. All I demand is that you stand on it. That it be real and authentic. Not for the crowds, not to play to the hear, play to the clicks, not to appease someone, not to fit in, not to do the bidding of someone else who sent you. But if this is how you really feel in your bones, you can stand on it now and you're going to be able to stand on it later. That's my problem with Jasmine Crockett's statement. My problem with her statement is that she didn't stand on it, and 2 seconds later she was helping. In fact, in that very broadcast, she was there to promote Kamala Harris. How are you going to do that for? And I'm sure Charlamagne did not bring it up. I'm sure DJ Envy did not bring it up. Doesn't it seem a little hypocritical if you're supporting Kamala Harris? Are you going to say, well, Kamala Harris isn't black. Kamala Harris is Indian and Asian. Okay, then you know what then? That would be something to say. But we all know she's been saying the opposite. They were actually ridiculing black people who said that Kamala Harris was actually, Indian and Jamaican. Not black, she's just brown skin because that's what you get when you mix those two people together. You get a certain color brown, depending on the genes. And people say, no, y'all hate that sister. Y'all sexist. Y'all misogynist. Y'all this, y'all that. All these things. You hate yourself. You hate your mother. You hate your wife. Because you don't believe that she is a black woman. So we went through this whole rigmarole. The point is this. If you don't have the same smoke, at least for Kamala Harris and Ketanji Brown, if you consider them to be black, why you get to have this conversation about Byron Donalds? And if you're going to say Byron Donalds on policy, if you say, hey, it's not about who his wife is, but it's about the policy. It's about him with even his advocacy. And I don't think he said black people were better off in Jim Crow. He said a couple of things he pointed at during Jim Crow, like I think intact families, like the divorce rate was lower. Divorce rate was lower for all people, to be honest. But okay, I think we covered it back when it happened, right? I did not like the framing in which he used. His framing was that of a typical conservative who wants to excuse Jim Crow. Like, that's what it came across. He said that's not what he meant. He went and defended it and stuff. And some people said he did a good job. Some said he didn't. And now he's running for governor of Florida. And it looks like he's going to win because Trump just endorsed him. And there's no one else, no other Republicans running against him. So it looks like there may have been some very good reasons why Byron Donalds decided that he would throw that out there. It may be paying dividends for him as we speak. But my thing is this, once again, this is not to agree or disagree with Ms. Crockett. This is just to point out she's been having some horrible political takes, and people give her a pass. She put her foot in her mouth big time in this statement, and I'm sure all the Roland Martins in the world, all the Joy Reids in the world, and several others will not criticize her for it, will not say, hey, what are you doing? So a lot of people say that Jasmine Crockett they look at her like she a teenager. Jasmine Crockett is almost 45 years old. She a grown-ass woman with a law degree. and she was a state legislator before she was a federal member of Congress. She been around. She had grown up. Stop acting like she a child. Just because she do childish things like dance to Kendrick Lamar and do the duck lips or whatever that was she was doing, and roast people and joke and stuff. She's just a person having a good time and trying to use blackness to her own benefit. She a grown woman, okay? And she know what she was doing. And when she made this statement, everybody agreed with her and nodded yes. So it's not even just her, it's those people too. So anyway, I just pointed out the hypocrisy of the Democrats. So you could say that about Byron Donalds because he's a conservative, but you can't say that about Kamala Harris. And there, I'm sure there are people that believe that if you are black, you don't get to open your mouth if you're not going to marry a black woman, you're not going to marry a black man. There are people like that. I get it. I personally don't feel that way. I think as long as your politics remain supportive of the people that you say you support, then I'm good with it. Because you could be bad for the black community and be married to a black woman and still be bad for the black community. So the determining factor is not who you marry. You can be single, gay, married, whatever. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. What matters is how you what advocacy you have, what you stand on, and whether you're good for the community or not. That to me has to be where I draw the line. Not based on who you're married to, or for that matter, nothing. Not how you marry, who you marry, how you worship, how you're orientated, any of that. None of that matters as much to me. None of that matters to me at all when it comes to are you a good advocate for black people? There you go. So then you should not be able to voice that argument. In the past, I have voiced that argument to people that who have personally told me that they don't consider themselves black. They personally said, I'm not black. They look black, but they weren't black. They told me I'm not black, I'm something else, come up with a name. Sort of like the Tiger Woods thing. And then when I said it, everybody just didn't want to hear. It's like, nah, he looked black, but he's not black. He told me he ain't black. But that's not important. That's in the past. That's in the past. That's in the past. The point is very simple, guys. The point is very simple. This Jasmine Crockett, no, you know what? It's not a point. That's my stance. What do you feel? Do you feel that Jasmine Crockett was solid in her stance here? And if so, what about the Kamala Harris comparison? Why come she couldn't be solid when it came to Kamala Harris? And that's all I'm looking for. If you're going to stand up for Kamala, you got to stand up for Byron. They're doing the same thing. If you're going to stand up for Ketanji Brown Jackson, you got to stand up for Byron. They're doing the same thing. I don't like the fact Democrats feel they can treat black conservatives like they're not black. I don't think that's right. I don't think it's right for you to call them sellouts and not call Democrats sellouts. A lot of times they both take money from the same donors. And you're not seeing it that way. Very cut and dry. Makes you more susceptible to the BS. Because you, for some reason, think there's a saintliness to being a Democrat. And that the Democrats are the saints and that the Republicans are the devil. And that's something we got to change. Because like I said, I'm a Democratic Party hater, but I'm also here fighting for black Americans to do what? To get out of the burning house, better known as the Democratic Party. I stand on it. Hate it or love it. I think that's it. I think that's it. We got a lot covered tonight. That was pretty good, Johnson. Give it up for that. Yeah. Folks, I was going to do a segment on TYT. I did not have the strength to do it. I think we gone long enough. We gone too long. TYT is going to have to wait till tomorrow. And you know what? I'm going to put a poll up. And I'm going to see if my people want me to cover TYT, because I do not have to cover that. If all it's going to do is bring a bunch of progressives that can't stay on my channel anyway, I don't need to make any money off of them. I don't need to talk about it. But if there is enough of my people, my core audience, who want me to cover the TYT because what's going on with them, it's newsworthy, but only if you care about it. You know what I'm saying? And if so, I will cover it tomorrow. But first, I want to hear from you. If you don't feel like it's necessary to even tell me, look, I'm gonna look for emails or DMs concerning this. And if you want me to cover it, I need to see DMs or emails telling me so. If not, I'm just going to assume you don't care. And that'll be enough. All right, fam, let's go to the comment section. Yeah. Spice Radio says, you the man, Tim. You the man, Spice. Thank you, my brother. You the man, fam. Look, my brother, Informing. Damn, this is a brother from X. I know him because I just started following you, fam. Thank you, brother. I'm not sure how to say this, but I just say thank you for joining, fam. Black Mamba with another super sticker. Thank you, Black Mamba. Trust or Party in the house. Thank you, Trust. Derek said, keep up the good work. B1. Thanks, Derek. Black Mamba gave somebody a membership. Thank you, Black Mamba. I appreciate you, sis. You have the rolling down pack. Salute, Tim. Rob Bob, the creator. Thanks, Rob Bob. That's the first time I did them, fam. But that's I tell you, man. We have a good time, man. We could do the news differently, you know? I like the fact that we can have a good time, man. And some reason why we can't enjoy calling things out on the show. And I want to thank my moderators once again for somehow fitting around my crazy schedule, guys. I got nothing but love for you. Thank you, Buck. Thank you, Black Mamba. I want to thank my audience for being ride or die. I appreciate y'all. I know some of you don't agree with me all the time, but you know what? That's not what friendship should hinge on, right? I ride for you. I want to thank you for riding for me. Give it up for the members of the Tim Black Wolf Pack. Go to jointimblacktv.com to become a member for only $5 a month. I got nothing but love for you. Like I always say, don't let anybody take your cornbread, Johnson. Stop tripping. These people do not deserve your cornbread. They deserve your ridicule. And with that, I got to say it, man. I think I changed this. Yeah, I got to go get my video, man. I got to play my girls. Yeah. My grandbabies. Ladies and gentlemen, like I always say, where are my ladies at? Where are my ladies? Oh!